Welcome to Meet Me in the Penthouse. I am Amy, along here with my sister Molly. We help high-achieving women increase their income, but most importantly, their impact. We are neighbors, sisters, and business partners. We have built 8-figure businesses together, traveled the world together, raised our children together, mentored thousands of men and women together, and it's all because we have a penthouse mindset. We aim for the top, and we show others how to empower themselves to peel back the layers and truly step into their greatness and calling. Welcome to Meet Me in the Penthouse. Welcome to Meet Me in the Penthouse. My name is Amy Mosser, along with my sister Molly Kroeker. We love to help high-achieving women increase their income, but most importantly, their impact. We are here with Coach, I call her Coach, Melody Hegberg. Hegberg. I like to call her Coach Melody because she's that, everybody knows her by that, because she is like a legend in our town and really in the whole OrangeTheory community. So I am so grateful to have you here with us today. I first recognized Melody, Coach Melody, from singing on stage at the church we went to a few years ago. And then when I saw her I love OrangeTheory and I have gone for years. And when I saw her show up as my coach last year or about a year and a half ago, I was like, holy cow. I mean, this rock star is now coaching. It cannot get any better.
Aww.
So thank you for joining us. I am just so, so grateful. And one of the things that we have that I would love to have you share, because you are really, the paparazzi is going to be after you at this point, because you're working with OrangeTheory Corporate, because you've had such an incredible transformation and you have an article coming out and a well-known magazine. So I will let you share that, but share a little bit. I love, obviously, you're a believer like Molly and I, and that's what we absolutely love about you. So you have obviously let God direct your steps and made bold moves in faith.
Yeah.
Share a little bit about like who you are, what's gotten you to where you are now.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a Christian home, always was very, very important to me. And then now raising kids, making sure that they know that God is the most important. And it's been cool to see how God can use you in like different areas at different times in your life. We were just talking about that, how, when different seasons, I always felt like being a trainer would be something that I would love to do. There was a time like 20 years ago when I started studying to be a personal trainer, but then life happened and some crazy stuff happened in my life. And I felt like during that time, it was like a lot of things were stripped from me. And I only had God during that time. And I had to learn to lean on him first. And I was so privileged and blessed to have, to meet my husband now and just to be able to, have 3 amazing kids with him and, different seasons. So I was able to lead worship and I was able to do different things where I met lots of people, and I'm super extroverted. I love people. I love being able to do that kind of stuff. And then we switched churches. I got this awesome opportunity to coach, and it's just really neat. Like if you let God lead you in those kind of ways, like how much he can use you in whatever situation you're in. You don't have to be in the front of the church leading worship, or, it sometimes isn't the way you picture it, but you can absolutely be used in whatever season, whatever job, whatever you're in, if you let that happen. Actually, I just took a walk with my friend Allison a little bit before this, and we were talking about that. And she was talking about how she feels like I'm like able to do that where I'm at. And it's cool to kind of pull people into what you love and what you do, and they love it too. And then they find out you're a believer, and that's even better. And they're like, okay, this is where that joy comes from. So yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I feel really, really thankful to be able to do that, to be able to be surrounded by such amazing people at OrangeTheory. So cool.
That is incredible. And so as you joined OrangeTheory and just for a simple workout, correct?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, I was doing Peloton at home, during the 2020, all the COVID stuff. We got a Peloton actually like right before that. I loved it. It was really fun. And I'm really thankful for that time too. It kind of brought me back into like the fitness world. I grew up, I played sports my whole life. I played volleyball and softball in college, and I was always active. But my father-in-law was like really into Orange Theory, and finally I tried it out with him, and like I literally cried the first class. I was like, this is amazing. These classes are awesome. Like this is what a good workout is, and the people were incredible. So I love that there was like encouraging coaches, and the workouts were amazing, and I just fell in love with it. And just kind of how I do with everything, I'm very all or nothing. So I sold my Peloton like a week later, and I mean, I was real into Peloton. I was real into it, but I was like, this is where it's at. And it really was like the people, the surroundings. And then, yeah, I did Transformation Challenge. And then one thing led to another. And I was asked if I had ever thought about coaching. And I was like, yes, bawled my eyes out in the car wash when I was reading this message from our owner. And yeah, and I started studying to be a coach. And it's literally been absolutely life changing the last, yeah, almost 2 years. So amazing. So yeah, I'm obsessed with this job and this place and the people. It's awesome.
Well,
Had you moved, Melody, and you moved away, you said you grew up an athlete, you're an athlete in college as
Yes.
well. Soccer and softball, you said?
Softball and volleyball at York College is where I went to
Okay.
school. So yeah.
And then like got out of college and not to like got busy raising kids and everything, kind of walked away from okay. Which
Exactly. Yeah.
I
I mean, I
I
did some, just kind of joined different gyms, wasn't really sure what I was doing. Just those type of things where, life happens and you get pregnant, you have, you're just kind of like finding your way, fitting in fitness where you can. But then I kind of got to a place where it was like, it's okay to, I nursed for 7.5 years. I was very, focused on that stuff with my kids. And I felt like it was my time again, and it's like, you can find time to do that stuff and not feel bad about that. I mean, like, it's good to focus on yourself, to take that time and like fit in fitness and like, and then you show your kids what healthy is like. Like, my daughter is always flexing for me, show me her muscles, and like they talk about being strong. And it's such a cool thing to be able to like show them the importance of being healthy and taking that time for yourself, I think, which I think it's taken time to learn that that's okay.
yeah.
and I find that a lot of athletes that I know, because that is definitely my network, is a lot of them get burned out in the college scene and like leave
Yeah.
for a little bit. Like they're like, the only way I know how to work out is if it's a game. Like if I don't want to go and do something. And I think that number one, that's okay, right? Number two,
Yeah.
and you have to find out what you love to do. Like you said, got back into, tried a few workout classes. Peloton was your jam. And you do, that is a community, even though it's online. Dang. I mean, I've met people through
Absolutely.
Peloton. I still have ours. I think I'm the one and only that bought it originally and still uses it all the time, but that's
Yes.
me. That's
I love
me.
that.
But then I
I
love that
love
you
it.
pivoted, and God love you for going. Your father-in-law must be super cool
Yeah, he's the
to
coolest.
go to Orange Theory with your father-in-law. So you were hooked.
Yeah. Hooked. I know. Yeah. And like you said, Peloton's amazing. Like, that was really what I needed during that time. And that brought me back in. And those are amazing workouts as well. And like you said, like, I think you just have to find, like, what do you love? I mean, as long as you're finding the workout that you love, I think it's so important to find that. Don't force yourself to do something that you don't love. Find what you do. And then you'll be passionate about that and you'll grow with that. And yeah. And for me, I mean, muscle building was really important for me. And I've been able to do that with Orange Theory. And yeah, that was something I always knew. I was kind of always a muscular build. And so never could be like the skinny girl. I always thought maybe I'll get there someday, and then realized like, let's focus on this muscle mass thing. And so that's been really cool to be able to lift heavy and do things I've never done before. Like, now turning 40 in October, like, it's cool to be able to do things I've never done and be like in the best shape of my life, just finding the workout that I love. So yeah.
Well, we have visited about this at class, that as women, we put our children first, we put our families first, right? And that's what
Yes.
you had done. You were raising babies. And then before we
Yeah.
know it, we've always need to focus on ourselves, but really there comes a time when, and oftentimes there's a little extra weight that comes with it, or you've been out,
Absolutely.
like even to walk back through the gym doors, if you've been
Oh,
Pelotoning at home alone or not doing anything, that is a really,
yeah.
really scary thing. And I will
Absolutely.
say that is one of the things that you do so well. You make everybody feel seen, and you visit with them. You walk around and you make everybody feel seen. And then you will say, this is my favorite thing about you. You'll bring over a 50-pound weight and say, try this. I know you can do it. I see you do
Mm.
it time and time and time again. And I
No.
work out with women that there's quite a few women that are my age, in
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
50s. And that means, I just want you to know, that means the world to particularly
Oh,
women. When you
wow.
say, I see you and you can do more.
Wow. Yeah.
Tell me, so thank you. And tell me,
Yeah.
how is that, obviously what made you decide to do that? Because that's not typically how the other coaches coach,
Mm.
but it's been transformative for so many people.
Well, that's amazing. And you're one that has, I mean, like, you're one that I always think of too. Like, you've done it. You asked me about it in the beginning and you haven't been afraid to like take those steps. And now I don't even have to hand you a weight anymore. I look over, I was like, yep, she's already doing it. She has the heavy weights, which is really, really cool. Yeah. In the beginning, I just felt like I was kind of stuck almost. Like, you find what's comfortable. And so I would grab the same weights and I kind of just was kind of stuck in that. And you get comfortable with that. And then there was actually a coach, Coach Alyssa. She coached me, she trained me, and she was awesome. And she one time during a demo picked up at the time what I thought was heavy a weight choice from the back. She picked like a 35 for a deadlift or something. And I was like, oh, like if she can do it, maybe I can do it, you know? And it was just kind of the thought in my mind, like, why don't I ever grab weights from the back? Why am I only using these weights in front of me? So I just thought, I'll just try it and see. And so then I was like, well, I can do this. So maybe I could do more. And so it just became like one exercise after another. And then when I started coaching, it was the same thing. I never wanted anyone to get stuck. So even when people come in for their first class, I usually tell them, like I really love to see people grow and like pick up those heavy weights. So you see those weights in the corner, those are, or on the side, I say, those are heavier weights and you may not feel comfortable with that today. And that's absolutely okay. Form is the most important thing. But once you start getting that form down and you're ready to start trying those weights, like let's talk about it. Let's start picking up 5 pounds heavier. And I just think it's such an empowering feeling, like as a woman, to be able to pick up heavy weights that we never thought that we like. And it's so much our minds, like our bodies are strong a lot of times. And we do have to work there. I mean, I remember trying to get through, chest presses with 25s and having Coach Claire behind me, trying to help me through. She was there just in case I needed it. And now, I can do 50-pound chest presses, but I've worked my way to that. And it takes time and it's hard, but like, I think like continuing to do hard things and just trying it. Maybe you can't get any reps. Maybe you can get 1.5 and that's it. Then you have a goal to work toward. And I think like that keeps me motivated too, just knowing, okay, there's that next thing that I can work toward. And knowing that other people, I see the look on people's faces when they pick up something they didn't. I mean, they'll tell me like, no, I'll come over. And I've had people like look at me like, and I'm like, just try it. Just like, let's see if you can get 4 reps. Let's see what you can do. And people almost always can do it. And like, it's just really cool what we're capable of. And again, just how empowering. Like, that feeling when you pick up that weight choice, because I've seen you and it's just the coolest thing ever. And again, yeah, I mean, if people say, well, I could only get 8 reps out of the 10, that you got 8 reps of this weight that you've never picked up, like how incredible is that? So, it's just really like life-giving and just a really it's neat. I feel like the luckiest person in the world to be able to experience that and see a room of people doing hard things and like accomplishing them is like a dream. And just yeah. So that pushes me a lot too. I just love it. I love it, obviously. So cool.
So along with that, tell us a little bit about your transformation challenge or the transformation that you've made through the challenge and have
Mm.
continued to. You reduce body. I would love to just kind of share a little bit with because I said, what are you eating? What are all of this stuff. I think you were
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ones, the creatine was just really
Yep.
something we talked a lot about. So would you mind
Yeah.
sharing some of your favorite things?
Absolutely. Yeah. I know I'll never forget our Bagels and Joe date. That was fun. Just getting to talk about that stuff. I love talking about it because I think that is the biggest struggle. Like we overthink it. I tried so many different things. I tried keto, I tried so many different ways but was I really trying? Like, I don't know if I really was trying before because about 5 months into my journey at OrangeTheory was when I started Transformation Challenge and I immediately knew what I needed to do. So for me, that was intermittent fasting at the time. I felt like that was something that I could control. I'd done it before after I'd had babies. So I knew how to do it. I knew how to like kind of go about that. So for me, that was just, stopping eating a little bit earlier at night, making sure to get the protein and the calories during the day, getting my steps in, stuff like that. I just started like kind of focusing a little bit more on those things. It has been a journey for sure. When I was done with Transformation Challenge, which we just wrapped up at Orange Theory again, that was 2 years ago for me. And I knew immediately, like, this is not the end. I still have weight I want to lose. I still have body fat I'm going to lose. Like, this was just the start for me. I haven't hit my goal yet. And that wasn't even a question in my mind. I'm like, oh, I'm going to just keep going. So I kind of had a goal in mind, body fat wise. And when I started getting there, then I started really focusing in also on building muscle. So once the muscle started coming, and the body fat went down as well. So I kind of have gotten to this spot where I'm pretty much maintaining. I would love to gain more muscle, but again, that's a whole new thing. That's like eating more protein but I know that it's been really cool to like maintain where I'm at. And so yeah, I love creatine. I try to take 5 grams a day. Thorn brand. I think you use that as well, right? And then, yeah, I mean, I focus most of my meals around protein. Like, I'm not afraid of carbs. I eat carbs as well. Like, usually I eat, a banana or something before I work out. I try to fuel before. And then after, I'm always slamming protein during the day. So most of my meals are very protein focused. I eat a lot of eggs, the general. I try to keep it as clean as I can with that, but I throw those protein bars in there, Quest bars, Quest chips, all that stuff is always a good snack for me to have on hand. But yeah, I eat a lot of almonds, stuff like that too, get those healthy fats and stuff. Again, I make sure to try to keep that balanced, but I'm not really a person that I don't really calorie count or anything like that. I just try to listen to my body and like, okay, what do I need to fuel? I worked out today. What do I need? So steps are really important, like we kind of talked about earlier. Steps are something that I focus on. I think at least 10,000 steps a day is a great thing to focus on. I usually get at least 15, but and then I work out 6 days a week. And some days that's more of a green day. So I'm not really elevating my heart rate, but I'm moving my body and definitely getting that movement in. But yeah, so all of those things, I think it's really important to not be afraid to fuel your body as well after those workouts. But making sure it's like something that's working toward your goal, like, is this something that's going to help me toward my goals, or is this going to set me back? I always think about that too.
Absolutely. Well, and today we teach our 5:30 in the morning class every morning.
Yeah.
Our morning miracle morning that you have to join us on sometime.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah.
But we talked about making a decision, and most people wait for clarity before they make their decisions.
Mhm.
And what the real key is to make the decision, and then the clarity happens, right?
I
God
love that.
always provides the clarity when you take that step of faith. So
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about, even in knowing you, the year and a half that I've known you, I have seen you make a decision and take a step and step out in faith, and not always know the how or have that clarity, but you can that faith that you have. Can you share with us how that has worked in your life? I mean, clearly you're faith filled. That's somebody that I see as being very, very faith filled.
Mm. Well, thank you for saying that. I love that you're putting it in a good way, because it's funny, like my husband and I are very different. He's one that likes to think through things and make sure he has all the answers. Like, this is I don't, I guess a lot of it is trusting God. I've gotten to this point in my life, and I think it's the way you look at things and the way, when hard things do happen, like, what are we going to do? Because you can handle it two ways. And I think because I've seen a lot of things in life, and I've seen kind of some really hard things, and I've also experienced amazing things, and God's with me both. And I think I'm a person in general that I don't always think through the finish line. I'm like, you know what? Let's go. Like, what's the worst that could happen? And I don't always think through that. So that could be a bad thing sometimes too. But I don't know. I think I'm more of like, let's take that risk. And it was funny. I was talking to my friend the other day that she's also very much like my husband. She like thinks about, what's going to happen, or what if this happens, and what if this? And I go, I have lived on this earth 40 years, and you've lived on this earth 36 years. So we both made it pretty far. And I've been not worried about risks. And you have, I was trying to make a joke about it. Like, you know what? Look, I've made it here too. I've made it. And I haven't been worrying, like, and I think it's hard to just like think that way, because it's good to have an amount of like, thinking through things, because like bad things can happen. But like, how much better can life be and can our decisions be if we're like, let's just see, like, let's see where this can go. And like, as long as it is like you have God there with you and you're making these decisions, knowing that like this could be a great thing. Maybe it's not, but like letting some of that go and just like, but how cool could this be? I think that's just, I mean, again, easier said than done for some people, but the more we can really just like know that we've gotten to this point in life, we could have been worried the whole time or not, but either way we got here. So like, let's lean into it. Let's try it. Like, and I'm not saying I don't deal with any sort of anything. I mean, when I'm not really, I don't deal with a lot of like anxiety, but I do have like, there are things that I can panic about that can be really big things. So if I do have like a panic attack or something, it's like, it can be overwhelming. So I'm not saying that I never struggle with that stuff, but I think that like bringing it back to reality to like, again, it's good. Like, how bad can it be? In an hour, it'll be over. Like, if it's something tough or, and again, just trying to go for it. I just think, again, when they asked me to coach, I was like, I still like, even like today, I remember there was something I'm like, the fact that they listen to what I'm saying is still, some of that imposter syndrome. I'm like, the fact that they really like trust what I'm saying is like, man, that's pretty cool because again, 2 years ago, I never had anything. I didn't do fitness training. I knew nothing about it. And so sometimes I get that imposter syndrome again. So where I'm like, I mean, the fact that these people believe what I'm saying is crazy, but it's true. I mean, like, I know it's real, but I still like pinch myself. So I don't know. It's just like trusting the process and like knowing, all right, if I'm doing the best I can at this thing and giving it my all, that's all I can do. And if it doesn't work out, then that's life and we'll figure that out and we'll figure out the next thing. But yeah, I think that's usually how I approach things. Why not? It's fun.
Yeah. Melody, I had a friend that said, as long as no one dies and it's totally legal, like it's fine. And that I always think that way too. Like, what's the worst
Yeah,
that's going to happen? Like,
right.
but
Yeah.
honestly, having positivity for all three of us as a strength is we don't even go there. It's like,
Yeah.
why would you even
Yeah.
go there? If you don't want it, don't think it. So why would you think it? So
I love that.
I'm going
Yeah.
to learn a lesson from this and it's going to be
Mhm.
awesome. And whatever happens is going to be great. It's going to be for me. So
Yeah.
I love that because you could use that in parenting.
Oh,
Obviously, you
yeah.
can use that, I mean, in multiple areas of your life, not just fitness.
Absolutely. And if it doesn't work out, you're like, that was a weird thing I did, but like made it through. Like, what was that? That was weird. Remember when I did that weird thing? I just think like, you kind of have to be like, we all have done things that you're like, well, I worked at the buckle, I wore a lot of layers.
I did too. I did too.
And we did that thing. And yep, that's so great. It's so
I
funny.
love it. I loved
Yes.
working there. Oh,
Oh,
that's so
yeah.
funny.
What's not to
Yeah.
love is the best.
I could see
Yep.
you working. No wonder we like each other. We both
I
worked
know.
at the buckle. We have good
I
energy.
know. Before this athleisure phase, I dressed very, very cute. I'm very buckle, but now I just wear cute athleisure all the time. It's my life now. So,
Gosh, I
Okay,
love
do you
yeah.
have
that.
a brand, Melody? Since you are an athleisure, and obviously, I was like, do you have a go-to brand that you love? Top
I
one, two.
do. Little
Okay.
Movements. Do you know Little Movements in town?
Yes.
In
They are
Lincoln,
my
Nebraska.
Yes.
favorite. Yes, they're amazing. I actually do some modeling with them, so they're incredible. I get to work in their store every once in a while as well. It's just the best. Literally the cutest athleisure. Comfortable. I wear it to work out all the time. I'm wearing their socks right now. They have
Oh, I
smiley
love
face on.
those.
So yeah, they're adorable. Their owner Marissa is literally just the kindest, sweetest, most amazing soul. So yeah, so it's really fun to be able to do that and to be like connected with a store too that is in town that I can get cute athleisure whenever I need it. So yes.
Okay,
And
what's your
again,
favorite piece from Little Movements? Other
My
than the
favorite
cute,
piece.
yeah, like your
Ooh.
is it their tops, their shorts, their leggings, or all of
Oh, I
it?
love that. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking through all of it. They have this one jumpsuit right now that's like, so some of their stuff is like you can dress it up or down. It's like comfy, cute, has a little keyhole in the front. Oh my gosh. So cute. And they have like little summer dresses and rompers coming out soon. Yeah, literally their tops I wear a lot to work out too. Cute little, everything's cute. But yeah, it's cool that they have a storefront in Lincoln too, because it's like, yeah, and it's great prices. So absolutely love Little Movements. So
And
fun.
again, another woman, right? I mean, that had a vision that started,
Right.
right? Like didn't know the how, like they had this like into it, whatever God moment that
Yeah.
said, I'm going to do this. And it has really taken off. I love to see women succeed. And I know you do too, but I'm like, I love it, particularly local women.
Absolutely. And she's stepping out of her comfort zone too and making the new core movement bras that are like the padding that's in the bra. So you don't have to take the padding out and, all that stuff. So that's been really, really cool too, watching her flourish and being able to be a part of that. So really, I feel very blessed. Again, I'm like pinching myself. I'm like, how did I even get into this? I don't know. Never thought I'd be getting into modeling, fitness modeling as a 40-year-old. And it's the coolest thing ever. It's like, you just don't know what direction life will take. But again, stepping out of your comfort zone. I always told my husband too, I was like, I want to model for Little Movement. Like because I had kind of a time where I was doing like, I did like scooters shoot and like different like things. And I was like, Little Movements though, that would be the dream. And so now somehow it's like happened. And I'm like, it's just cool. So cool how life happens like that. But
It's
yeah.
God. Yes. See, when you put it
Yes.
out there, you put it
Yep.
out there, you manifest, God will say, yep, I'll give it to you. Yes.
Absolutely. I love that, Amy. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh, so what's next for you? I mean, what is next for you? Are you going to be, I mean, besides
Oh
being
my.
the big deal Orange Theory Fitness, spokesperson?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yes, I'm the new spokes. Well, no, but it is really cool. Yeah, not little movements, them too. Orange Theory has asked me, corporate reached out about doing a piece with women's health. So I did a piece with them with their editor, super awesome, just kind of talking about the changes and all the cool stuff that's happened with me in Orange Theory. So that will be coming out in probably a month or two. So that's really, really cool. I got to kind of share all the amazing things. Like I never was a runner. I mean, obviously in sports, but like never liked to run. And I ran my first half marathon 2 years ago. I did it again this last year and beat it by 5 minutes, running an 8 minute something pace and only trained at Orange Theory. And so it shows like what
Oh
those
my gosh.
training days,
That's
yeah, I never
huge.
even ran outside. Literally, I was like, ran twice. I was like, okay, like 2 miles. I was like, that's good. So I just knock out, like my body was like, what's happening? But we made it. So it's cool to be able to say like I trained for it there and just at Orange Theory and like the endurance you can build running, 2 to 3 miles, whatever, 4 days a week and power walking the other days. Like it's just so cool. So I love being able to talk about that and some of the other like accomplishments and things that I've gotten from there. So yeah, really, really cool.
Franchise, would you want to own one? Would you?
Oh, well, who knows what will happen in the future. Right now, I just feel like I'm kind of like in my element. I feel like I'm just like coaching is where my heart is. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just such a dream for me. And I literally feel like I'm living a dream actually, I said that today in one of my classes and I had some orange glasses on because it was Orange Theory's 15th birthday today. I was like, you guys, I feel like I'm in a dream. I got orange glasses. Everything's weird. This is crazy. And this is the best ever. And I feel like that a lot. Like I'll just watch people just killing it on the treads or lifting heavy and I just start tearing up and I'm like, they don't know what I see because I know how it feels to be in class. You're just working out. But like I get to see people like over and over do things, like I said, that they never thought possible. So right now I just feel like I'm living it. I'm just trying to like be so content and thankful where I am. And yeah, it's so good. It's so good for me. So yes, living my best life.
I'll tell you what, and you do, I hope you know that you bless all of us too. I mean, your classes are all full because everybody wants to get in there and have that energy. And you are just truly that vessel, right? That God is working through. And you are in so many ways, not only I love that you can have it all. You can have this killer position and influence, but be a really good and present mom and
Mm,
you're there to pick your kids up from school and take them to school. And that is
yeah.
so important. So I want women to know that. And that's what Molly and I that is how we raised our children and live now. It's right. You can have it all. So
Yeah.
as we kind of wrap this up, our podcast is called Meet Me in the Penthouse. And we just have to ask you, what does living in the penthouse mean to you?
Yeah, that's such a great question because again, like I said, I feel like it's like living your best life. Like what is that? And for me, I don't know how I got here, but I feel like it's everything I just said. Like being able to live, being the mom that I always thought and dreamed of being, and then like being able to find yourself as well, because it's so hard sometimes for people, I feel like, especially when you become a mom or when you become maybe even the other way, like you get really obsessed with your job and it's hard to find that balance. And I'm constantly working toward finding that balance. It's not easy for me at all. I feel like I definitely am very all or nothing, but trying to be able to find that balance and be able to live your best life, whatever you're doing, whatever season it is. And again, whatever, every day, like it really is like a daily choice and a daily decision. Like I'm doing this again today. Like I get to do this. So yeah, I think that's what it means to me. Just like being able to live your best life and think about it as it's going, like in the moment, and not always thinking about what is next, but like right now, like this is incredible that I get to do this and I'm living my dream and I didn't even know it was possible. It's like, so yeah, that's what that means to me. Just everything
Oh,
that it is right now.
I love it. I love it. It is an absolute honor and blessing to just have gotten to know you. And thank you so much
Oh,
for joining us today. I know you're crazy
absolutely.
busy
Oh,
and
you too. I love it.
your energy is contagious. And we can't wait to see you in Women's Health, your article on Women's
Yay.
Health. And
Thank
there's,
you.
how can people find you on Instagram?
Oh yeah. I'm Coach Melody _ on Instagram. So yeah, just post about the fun random things I'm doing. Yesterday I was on my roller skates playing basketball with my daughter at the basketball courts. So I'm
And
always doing something random and spontaneous. And a lot of it has to do with fitness and all kinds of fun stuff. So yes, you can find me Coach Melody on Instagram.
oh,
I love
fun.
it. I'll bring my skates over, Melody. We'll play
Oh
some
yeah,
hoops.
you skate too, don't you?
I can do it all. I'll tap dance.
Yes.
I'll skate. I'll dribble a basketball between my legs. I got you, girl. I'll join.
Yes, you're always invited. Amy, you need some skates too.
Yes, I know. I'll have to start out a
So
little,
fun.
I'm like,
It'll
I
be
would
fun.
love
It'll
to.
be fun. But thank you so much. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
blessing so many of us that get to hear this.
Oh,
And just know that if you're not where you want to be, there's just keep saying yes, keep taking the next right step because you're proof that it works.
absolutely. You guys too. Thank you so much. I feel
Thank
very honored to
you.
be here. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Hey guys, we'd love to have you join our wait list for a class of You from the Top. There are going to be incredible women who are making incredible, decisive, clear decisions. The energy is fabulous. The view from the top is fabulous, and there's room for you at the top. Go to sistersnextdoor.com and join our wait list.